Hello from Ho Chi Minh City, everybody. It's a little after 7 p.m. Vietnam time, Thursday evening, and I just want to give an update on the coronavirus situation here. Um, this is back where I did my first stream, I don't know, a month or so ago, Nguyen Hue Pedestrian Street in Ho Chi Minh City, or Saigon. You can call it either one. I think I might be waiting until some people come online. Yeah, so like I said, I'm here in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, Thursday evening. Just giving an update on the coronavirus situation, which seems to be in pretty good shape. New case numbers have been in the single digits every day this week. Quite a few of those have been imported. Here in Ho Chi Minh City, we haven't had a new case in at least a week. So life has gotten back to being pretty normal. More mask usage, but businesses are open, restaurants are busy. There's really not much of any social distancing to speak of. So it seems like people are back to being pretty confident in how things are going. Also, just wanted to say I'm thinking of Louisiana right now. I'm from New Orleans, so following Hurricane Laura has been tough. I hope everybody is okay over there. Yeah, so Vietnam, we're a little over 1,030 coronavirus cases now. Only 300, I think about 360 of those are active. Lots of recoveries. The death toll is up to 30, which is obviously really unfortunate. All those deaths have been people with comorbidities, previous conditions. Colton Beck Sunday asked masks no longer required. Yeah, they are. You'll probably see most people are wearing them, not everybody. It's gotten a little lax here, but most people are still wearing masks. But this is the huge pedestrian street that opened up a couple years ago in downtown Ho Chi Minh City, really popular. One of the few kind of big open spaces in the city where you can get away from vehicles. I mean, they're on the road, but the stretch is nice. If anyone has any questions about how things are going here in Vietnam, feel free to ask. Are people looking at me like a foreigner? I mean, yes and no. There's a lot of foreigners here, so this is a major international city, so we don't really stand out that much, especially not downtown. Yeah, just in case there's more people joining, this is Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, the largest city in the country. Thursday evening, a little after 7 p.m. It's a nice evening. It's a little hot. It was really sunny today, but just wanted to check you guys in on the coronavirus situation here. So we're a little over 1,000 cases total now, 30 deaths. But most of the new cases, or several of the new cases, have been imported. And this week there was only single-digit new cases each day, which was good. The new case numbers have slowed down. One frustration is they haven't really been sharing the overall testing numbers, so it's kind of hard to know exactly how much testing is going on, which is a little frustrating. Floopy asks, does anyone still call it Saigon? Yeah, kind of in just like casual conversation. Most people, or I don't know about most, but a lot of people still call it that. But officially and for paperwork and that sort of stuff, it would be Ho Chi Minh City. Yeah, this is a really popular area with people of all ages. See a lot of families, a lot of groups of teenagers. Like I said, it's pretty rare to have this kind of open space without traffic running through it. So this is a really popular part of town at night. During the day, it's really hot and there's no shade, but right now it's not bad. Yeah, if any of you watched my first stream about a month ago, well, it's a really cute puppy. Um, this is where that was. So just to give you a sense, things are definitely getting back to normal here for now, at least. Yeah, if anyone has any questions about how things are going here or just about Vietnam in general, feel free to ask. Quite a few dogs out. And that building down there at the end is the city hall, under the city government, French colonial structure. Definitely one of the landmarks of Saigon. Yeah, for any new viewers, this is Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, Thursday evening. We have a question, how common is spoken French? Not common at all. Um, English is the main second language here. But yeah, like I was saying, just giving a coronavirus update. A little over 1,000 cases in total now. That's throughout the entire pandemic. Death toll of 30. So still very good numbers relative to much of the rest of the world. And as you can see, daily life here in Ho Chi Minh City is getting back to pretty normal. This isn't quite as busy as my first stream down here a month or so ago, but it's a lot more lively than it was a couple of weeks ago. We haven't had any new community cases here in Ho Chi Minh City in a week or two. It's been a little while, so people feeling much more comfortable in being outside now. Floop asked, what are the age demographics of the cases? They vary widely. I mean, there's been infants and up to, I think, a 100-year-old woman or something like that had it. Um, so basically the entire age spectrum. Hey, Jimmy from Boston, thanks for joining. Whoop. The deaths have largely been people over 50. There's been a couple, I think in their 30s or 40s, but by and large, the deaths have been among middle-aged or older people with underlying conditions. Yeah, someone said they saw Spider-Man. I've seen a few guys in Spider-Man costumes. There's usually a Pikachu down here as well. Oof, it is warm tonight. There's no breeze. Skateboarders. Melamine says it looks pretty normal out there. Yeah, it is pretty close to normal. Vietnam has had a aggressive and generally very effective response to the pandemic. So this is the result. Floopy asked about kids spreading COVID in schools. A lot of schools are out right now. I think public schools aren't in session, but as far as I know, they're still going to move forward with the school year when it starts, I think in September. So, I mean, as far as we know, there's not really much community transmission going on. So there's not a huge concern about that at the moment. Coming up on the Lotus Fountain, Vietnam's national flower, which is frankly overused and designed a lot, but looks pretty nice here. It's actually a new little park right there that just opened up in front of the Opera House. Floopy asks, why do I think Vietnam has done so well? Well, they've been very aggressive from the get-go. Back in January, they shut down flights from China almost immediately, then South Korea, and eventually, by mid-March, they had halted all international flights, and the borders are still closed to tourists and short-term visitors. And they also implemented strict centralized quarantine. So at some point, tens of thousands of people nationwide were in government-run quarantine facilities, and also very effective contact tracing. So between those, that was kind of the strategy. They did their best to keep the virus out from getting in within the community too much, and that seems to have worked pretty well overall. The masks are technically mandatory right now, but as you can see, not everyone is wearing them. Certainly most people, but they're not universal. for whatever reason. What's the mask wearing culture like in Vietnam? So, I mean, even before the pandemic, they were common, but more for air pollution. I mean, I wore one whenever I drove around town. Um, Not quite as common, not like Japan in terms of everyday use, but still a lot of people would wear them. So it hasn't been a big deal for most people to adopt wearing them on a regular basis. Certainly none of the debates you've seen in other countries about masks. Yeah, just to reset for any new viewers, this is Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, coming up at 7:30 on a warm Thursday evening. I'm on a big pedestrian area downtown. Lots of people out and about, just giving an update on the coronavirus situation, which, as you can probably see from what you're watching, is pretty good. New cases have been in the single digits every day this week. Quite a few of those were imported and quarantined on arrival anyway, so no risk of community transmission. Um, we haven't had a new community case in Saigon in a couple of weeks at least. So life is certainly returning to whatever normal means anymore, but certainly much more normal than in many other parts of the world. Restaurants are open, cinemas are open, almost all businesses are open, and you can still fly around domestically as well. So um, life is, I think people are lucky to be here. Gary asks, is U.S. news interesting to Vietnamese, or do they care less? Some parts are certainly interesting. I mean, there's a lot of people follow what's going on between China and the U.S. China is really unpopular here, so um, people follow that pretty closely. Certainly, what's going on in the South China Sea in terms of U.S. involvement. I mean, people are aware of what's going on, but some of the social issues don't exactly translate here. And Bailey asks, no virus here. Some virus, but low numbers and shrinking numbers, I would say. Although, like I said earlier, testing data has not been very transparent recently, so it's hard to tell how much testing is going on nationwide. But as far as we know, things are under pretty good control, as you can tell by kind of this confidence of people being out and about. Yeah, we just and for numbers, so we're nationally, it's a little over 1,000 cases since the start of the pandemic and 30 deaths. That's total nationwide. So relatively good numbers, all things considered. Yeah, Gary said he didn't make the connection between U.S. and China interests. So yeah, that definitely gets tracked closely. China is, well, both China and the U.S. are a big deal here. So anything between those two certainly makes the news here. Urban Myth says it's amazing. Vietnam has a better handle on the pandemic than the U.S. I mean, yeah, I don't know. They've taken it very seriously, so that's a big first step. Although Vietnam also handled the SARS epidemic in 2003 very well, so they've got a bit of a record of reacting well to outbreaks like this. Although this is a much different scale, obviously. Getting sweaty. Let's walk back up. And Urban Myth also said they have nicer public spaces than we do. That's definitely debatable. This is a rare public space. Parks and whatnot in the U.S. are far and above where Vietnam is at, but it's also still a developing country. So most of the city does not look like this, I will say. I'll try to say it. Very cute puppy over there. And Bailey says it's a beautiful walkway. Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, like I said, places like this are exceedingly rare. There's really nothing else like this here in Ho Chi Minh City. So hence why it's so crowded. People from all over like to come here and walk around. You don't have to worry about motorbikes or cars. Definitely getting busier over here. People coming down as the evening progresses. Yeah, it's 7:30 p.m. here. Just FYI. Yeah, just a quick reset for any new viewers. Live in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, Vietnam's biggest city, about 13 million people or so. Um, just giving a coronavirus update. As you can really tell, things are in pretty good shape here at the moment. People are confident, out and about. Masks are supposed to be mandatory, but not. They're definitely not universal. So make of that what you will. This is a big pedestrian area downtown. The rest of the city did not look like this, I will say. This is a pretty unique area. Definitely one of the best people watching spots in town. Anna says her brother fought in Vietnam in 1965 and 66. And it's a lot different today, I would imagine. So one area here that is struggling is major hotels. That's a Sheraton. I don't know, there's hundreds of rooms, and as you can see, there's what, like 5 room lights on. So there's no international tourism here or business really, because the flights, regular flights, are still suspended. So a lot of hotels are really, really struggling. The tourism industry has taken a huge hit here. Um, so a lot of people are hurting from that. But still, um, overall, the economy is still in relative good health. But certainly, despite the success with public health wise, there's still a lot of financial pain for a lot of people. But still a healthy middle class as well, as you can see from all the people out here. Building up ahead is the French era City Hall building, home to the municipal government. Statue of Ho Chi Minh in front of it. Gary asked, do people laid off receive benefits from the government? That's a good question. There was a big support package for unemployed people back in April or May, but no other major packages have been released by the government since then. So that is definitely a concern, is what people who have lost their job or have hours reduced, how they're going to kind of make ends meet. That's still kind of an open question. Oh, it is very warm out tonight. This is the Ho Chi Minh statue, considered the founding father of modern Vietnam, more or less. I'll do one more loop down the street. If anyone has more questions, then I'm going to sign off. I could use a beer, I think, and some water. Yeah, just in case there's any new viewers, this is Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, the country's biggest city, on a Thursday evening. Um, Nice evening, a warm evening though. Could go for a breeze, but just giving y'all a update on the coronavirus situation, which is good overall. We haven't had too many new cases this week. Several have been imported and quarantined on arrival, so no risk of community transmission there. Oops, almost tripped. Da Nang, it's still under lockdown, so that city's pretty much locked off from the rest of the country. That's where this current outbreak started and where most of the new cases have been. Um, but like I said, new case numbers are shrinking. It's the total national total is a little over 1,000 now, and the death toll is at 30, which it was at 0 before this new outbreak started. But again, relative to many countries, those numbers are admirable. And this is a pedestrian zone in downtown Ho Chi Minh City, the biggest of its kind, definitely here in the city. So lots of people out and about. Gary asked if restaurant shops allow full capacity, or are they restricted to a lower percentage? Most seem to be allowed to be full. There was a regulation that they weren't allowed to have more than 30 people in at a time. I think some are still following that, but it seems like most businesses are pretty much going at full speed. Someone asked, why is no one wearing a mask? I mean, it's lots of people are, not everybody. They are supposed to be mandatory, but that also gives you an idea of how confident people are here and how things have been handled, and a sense that the virus isn't within the community. So I am wearing one, FYI. Hey, you're welcome, man. Thanks for watching. Yeah, masks they are more common inside. Like if you fly, you have to wear one at the airport and on the plane. If you go see a movie, you have to wear it in the cinema throughout the movie. But outdoors, it's a little more lax. One of the problems with this pedestrian street is there's no cafes or shops on the actual street. You have to go across traffic to get to anything. Would be nice if you could sit here and have a drink, but such is life. And that's a really popular old apartment building that a lot of the apartments have been refurbished into cafes or little restaurants. Very popular with, well, when we have tourists, popular with tourists. Excuse me, and very popular with younger Vietnamese. So I'm going to sign off in a few more minutes. So if anyone has any other questions about Vietnam or how things are going here, let me know. Happy to answer what I can. Urban Myths, how's the Chinese food here? Surprisingly, there's not actually that much of it. There's a community of Vietnamese of Chinese ethnic descent in another part of the city that has some really good restaurants, but it's actually much easier to find Japanese or Korean food here than Chinese. There's a breeze. That feels better. Somebody else, clearly nobody social distancing. Yeah, we don't have those regulations, or they not anymore at least. The virus is apparently under pretty good control, so people are very confident. There's been no community transmission here in Ho Chi Minh City in at least 2 weeks. And even then, there was only a couple of cases that were linked to Da Nang, so we don't know of any transmission happening. So Urban Myths says Chinese were traditionally merchants here. That is true, but given the 20th century history here, lots of Chinese either left or were maybe forced out. There's a lot of animosity historically between those two countries, so there's not a significant Chinese population left here. About a Panda Express. I don't think we have that. I don't actually know. I've never eaten that one, so it's not something I keep an eye out for. But I don't think we have that here. What do they call the road I'm on? This is Nguyen Hue. Um, there's the traffic part of it, and then the pedestrian area down the middle. And on the weekends, they shut the whole thing off the traffic, so you can walk on the street part of it as well. I'm coming back up on City Hall, the Lotus Fountain. I'm going to sign off in a minute. So let me know if you have any other final questions. Just going to take a look at this new little park that just opened the other day. Yeah, this right here is actually going to be an entrance to the metro station or the metro line being built with Japanese assistance. It's years behind schedule, but they say it's going to open next year. I don't really believe that, but someday we'll have a metro system here. Oh, thanks, Yamakazing. That's very kind of you. And yeah, so this little park just opened a couple days ago. It had been closed for metro construction, and that's the opera house up there, French era, still functioning. They still have shows there. But yeah, I'm going to sign off here from Ho Chi Minh City. So thanks for watching. Look kind of gross, but yeah, thanks.